goodness you're still alive.
When are you coming?
Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars and welcome to another of my creature feature film reviews. Today I'm taking a look at the 1989 aquatic creature feature Leviathan. The film is directed by George P. Cosmatos and it stars Peter Weller, Richard Crenna, Amanda Pays, Daniel Stern, Ernie Hudson, Michael Carmine and Meg Foster. And the film follows a bunch of undersea, deep-sea miners. I think it's set sometime in the future, about 2027 or something. And they are 3 days away from being kind of changed in regards to personnel. They've got they have to meet their quota. And on this last run, they discover what appears to be a sunken Russian ship called Leviathan, or sub called Leviathan. And it turns out that when one of them goes on there and checks it out, there has been some horrible experimentations going on there. And they've been dumping the stuff in the vodka. One of them brings it back, drinks the vodka, then all hell breaks loose as it starts to genetically alter and mutate anybody it comes into contact with, leaving the rest of the crew to fight for survival. Right, what are my thoughts on Leviathan? Well, this is, there's no way really to, say that this was a hit when it came out, because it absolutely wasn't. I mean, in the late 80s, early 90s, there was a lot of aquatic, like, sci-fi horror movies, Deep Star 6, you got The Abyss and The Rift, is it? I think there was quite a few at the time, and to be perfectly honest, the biggest of the lot was The Abyss, and even that was considered a bit of a failure at the time. But I remember renting this on VHS back in the day and having quite a lot of fun with it, It's like an expensive B movie, because this was a full cinema release with a well-known cast. And with Stan Winston doing the creature effects. And this film, it just didn't land with audiences, I suppose. And after rewatching it, and it's a good long time since I've seen this film, I did have quite a lot of fun with this. I'm not going to lie. It's by no means a classic. It is exactly what it is, a watchable popcorn, creature feature with elements of body horror thrown in there for good measure that actually owes more to The Thing than anything else, really. I mean, in actual fact, it steals a lot from a lot of movies. It steals from Jaws right at the end. It steals from The Thing. It steals from Alien. It nitpicks or steals little bits and pieces from like films that all do it much better than this. But that's not to say there isn't some fun and enjoyment to be had here with this film. It is definitely one of those films that you need to go in and kind of click your brain off with, and just have a little bit of fun with and enjoyment with. And I think the film does quite well. I mean, it takes quite a long time to get going. I think it's a good 40 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, before anything significant happens in regards to, anything remotely scary or attempts to be scary. And that feels a little bit too long, because the crew, if you like, even though they're all mostly familiar faces, they're written in a very generic way. Like any other crew you've seen on any ship, and whether it be The Abyss or Alien or anything like that, they're all, you've got your dock character, and then you've got your engineer character, you've got your workers, and it's just, and then you've got the leader of the pack, which is Peter Weller's character. So they all kind of fit in their own nice little categories, and nobody really stands out here, even Peter Weller. Who kind of plays this character quite laid back. It's kind of a nondescript performance by him, and I don't say it's a bad performance, because I don't think it is a bad performance. I just, it feels a bit too chilled out for me, his performance. And then you've got people like Daniel Stern trying to steal every scene he's in by being obnoxious, rude, and crude. And then you've got Ernie Hudson playing like the macho guy, and you've got all these characters. You've got Amanda Paisley's character that's you know, takes everything really seriously. She's training to be an astronaut, and I mean, you could go on. Everybody kind of fits their own little pattern in the film, their own little corner of the film, and there's no risks taken with any of the characters. But it doesn't necessarily detract from the film at all, really. You know what I mean? Everybody kind of. Yeah, especially when you realise this film is from 1989. And then we've got the creature itself, and we've got Stan Winston on board here. Now, I don't know how far he got involved with the effects or if he just designed a creature. Because the whole concept of like this thing kind of infecting them and then it mutating them is quite a fun idea. And there is some quite grotesque effects here and there, like body horror type stuff going on. That is the best part of the horror side of this film. When we start seeing the creature in its full glory, and I say that with a bit of my tongue in my cheek, it really doesn't work. The design for this creature is fairly laughable, really. So it is best. It works far better, this creature, when it's working in the shadows and you can see tentacles and a few teeth, and there's some really cool ideas, where someone grabs someone's hand and then there's like a mouth opens up in the hand. That's the kind of stuff that works in this film. And this is what I mean by it's very Thing-like, the John Carpenter film The Thing, because there's a couple of scenes where you can see, the people it's kind of taken over. You can see like their heads kind of embedded into the creature and stuff. Very similar to The Thing. So while I am not going to say that this is the best creature feature out there, the best creature feature you're going to see, but it's a wholly entertaining time. Really, it's fun. It's like an expensive B movie. It's not meant to be taken seriously. There are some fun moments in it, and it's obviously got a decent budget going for it. Apart from some dodgy effects here and there, apart from some, I don't know, odd performances, I suppose you could say it. This is a decent watch for me. So yeah, I think it is worth either watching it if you've never seen it before, or rewatching it to give it another go. It is not a bad film, really. It's just, it's fun. It's a fun film. Yeah, check it out, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review for Leviathan. Again, I'm always happy to take requests in the comments for creature features that you guys would like to see me do, and I will, of course, be back with plenty more reviews and content on the channel very, very soon.